I'm speaking today to Ted Cruz, and I'm Sonia Harris from the Conservatives in Action. And I just have a few questions to ask you. I did notice that I couldn't find anything dirty on you. I think that's great.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Have you ever held elected office before?
I have not.
And what makes you think that you are the right person for the job?
Well, Sonia, that's a great question. And let me say before answering it, thank you for taking the time to visit, and thank you for the leadership the Conservatives in Action provides. I very much appreciate your effort to fight and stand for conservative principles. In my opinion, the central issue in the Republican primary for U.S. Senate comes down to one question. Which candidate is best prepared to stand up and fight to stop the Obama agenda,
right,
to defend free market principles, and to defend the Constitution? And the reason I am running, the heart of my campaign, is based on a proven conservative record of over and over and over again standing up, fighting for conservative principles, and winning on a national level. And the best way to know if someone is actually going to do what they say is if they have been doing it over and over and over again. They have a record, if they've been in the foxholes and they bear the stripes. And a proven conservative record is the heart of what I'm running on. As the Solicitor General of Texas, I represented the state in the case of Medellin versus Texas, a landmark case. And what happened there, as you know, it began with a really tragic crime in Houston.
Right.
I was the Solicitor General of Texas at the time, and Texas stood up and fought the World Court. We went to the U.S. Supreme Court. I argued the case twice before the U.S. Supreme Court defending Texas. On the other side were 90 foreign nations and was the President of the United States. The President signed a 2-paragraph order that attempted to order the state courts to obey the World Court. So Texas stood up, we fought the World Court. We fought the United Nations, we fought 90 foreign nations, and we fought the President of the United States. We defended U.S. sovereignty, and we won 6-3. As the Solicitor General of Texas, I led a coalition of states before the U.S. Supreme Court defending the Federal Partial Birth Abortion Act, and we won 5-4. I led another coalition of states before the U.S. Supreme Court defending the state of New Hampshire's Parental Notification Act, and we won unanimously. And in Texas, the state legislature passed a bill that was called Rider 8, which prohibited taxpayer funds from going to organizations that provide abortions. A federal district court struck that down. We appealed it to the U.S. Court of Appeals. I personally argued the case before the U.S. Court of Appeals, and we won unanimously, reinstating that law. If you go to my website, one of the things people notice very quickly is that we don't have an issues page. Instead, our website, tedcruz.org, has a page labeled A Proven Record. And what it says is, for too long, politicians have said one thing and done another. Every one of us should ask any candidate who shows up in front of you, you say you believe these principles. Show me. When have you stood up and fought for them?
Right.
When have you bled for them? And what have you accomplished? And what the website then says is, for the past decade, Ted has been fighting for conservative principles over and over again and winning on a national level. If you think of the history of our nation, for hundreds of years we have been formed from people from all over the world.
Correct.
And the people who came here, they weren't the smartest and they weren't the richest. The people who came here, our ancestors, were the ones crazy enough to risk everything to seek freedom and opportunity. Our ancestors fled oppression by and large and came here seeking freedom. And as a result, in my opinion, the fundamental DNA of what it means to be an American is to value freedom and opportunity above all else. And that's also why I think the American people are rising up in the Tea Parties and rising up to oppose the Obama agenda. When I was a kid, my father used to say to me all the time, when we faced oppression in Cuba, I had a place to flee to. If we lose our freedom here, where do we go? And I'll tell you, Sonia, there is no question that better explains why it is I'm running for U.S. Senate than that question.
Right.
Our liberty has never been threatened, never been under assault like it is today from the Obama administration. And we need leadership right now to stand up and defend our liberty and to defend the Constitution. And that's why I'm running for U.S. Senate.